This is a exploding question.
Yes.
Loaded.
Yes.
We have great controversy about how to discipline our children.
Mm-hmm.
I'm old school. You old school. You know, my mom would throw an iron across the room, pop me upside the head with an extension cord. If it was available, I'm getting it. Mm-hmm. The problem we're having now is legally, what is our limit in disciplining our children?
As far as disciplining your children, a lot of people feel like they can't spank their children.
Okay.
As long as your child is not bleeding, skin isn't broken, you're okay. And I have to explain that to parents. You know, it's not against the law of you spanking your child.
Okay. And
a lot of them really don't have. And one thing the kids say, well, if you whoop me or hit me, I'm gonna call the police.
Right. Right.
But the thing is, in the state of Georgia, you can't spank your child.
Okay.
It just can't be to the point where the skin is broken and the child is near death. Yes, that's a whole different situation. My advice to the parent is I would maybe sit down and talk with the child first and calm down yourself before you start to spank the kid, or if you intend to do that.
Okay.
Because if you do that in rage or while you're upset, you may go overboard.
Okay.
And you don't want to do that.
Okay. We so I can explain to you how much counseling I've had to do in this area, because we've literally had the kids manipulating their parents and putting them in a position to run their house.
It happens.
You know?
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens, and that's where we have to understand and know the law as well.
Yeah, and it's hard for us as Christians because the Bible tells us, spare the rod, you spoil the child.
Exactly.
And then we don't want to break the law because the Bible then tells us we got to obey the laws of the land.
Right.
So it puts us in this rock and a hard place. I say, okay, if I can ask the officer, where is that line that we can go forward and do what we need to do? So we're excited about that answer. One more question.
Yes, sir.
We know you got to get back to work,
yes,
so we're excited about it. What is the First Offenders Act as far as when, like kids breaking into someone's home and they get to the court and the court say, well, because it's your first offense. How does that work?
Well, the juvenile system, what they're on is somewhat of a point system now. It's like if you have a child it's a first offender, they may be on some type, they'll put them on some type of probation. Okay. It just depends what the offense is. Now, if it's just burglary or theft or something like that, usually they'll put them on some type of probation. They will have to check in and have a POs or whatever the case may be. It just depends on the offense. So, but the thing is, what we have to do with our children, we also have to have them on the system ourselves at home. Okay? Because you are the first line before they get to, I would say, me. Up officials, so we have to kind of deal with them. Not at age 10, we have to deal with them at age 2 and 3 months. They understand.
Oh, yeah.
They understand the babies, So we have to make sure we stay consistent with our children too. A lot of the issues that we do have with kids who may be first offenders or get in trouble, usually it's peer pressure sometimes. Sometimes you'd be surprised when you sit down and talk to the children. They'll tell you that they're having issues at home. It could be communication-wise with the parent, something that they're having trouble in school. A lot of the boys that we have the problems with who are making these offenses, they're either having issues in school learning. So that is a big part too, which when they start to act out from that standpoint.
Awesome. Well, we're so excited because Officer Massey has answered so many questions that we have been burdened with. We're excited because we have great men like this in our midst, and a lot of times they're not heralded, they're not lifted up before the people, and they really have our lives in their hands. So we just want to openly thank Officer Massey for taking the time and coming to share with us, because I promise you, without him, we are in a world of trouble. A lot of times people get a misconcept of why the streets are protected. They are protected because of great men like Officer Massey, and we want to support him whatever way we can, we're going to work with them. The reason we came back to this community is to try to help clean up these streets.
Right.
Most of us were drug dealers, alcoholics, prostitutes, and I just didn't want to be like churches we know.
Right.
Get in the four walls and
Right.
forget where we came from.
Exactly.
I wanted to come back into the community and really make an impact, and I am overwhelmed to know, I want to know all the police officers so we can develop a relationship, because I think it's important for the church to know the police officers so we can develop, because we're getting a lot of guys, getting them changed over,
Yes, sir.
you know, to make quality decisions, make men out of them again. So again, we want to thank Officer Massey. We want to thank you all for turning in and joining us, and we hope this information is going to help you be better, help you raise your children better, and truly, God is in the mix, because if he wasn't, we wouldn't be here. Thank you. Bye-bye.